All right. So we're going to be responding to we're going to be responding to I'm muted. I'm muted. Hello, hello. You can hear me. I'm going to be responding to the guy. Think about the title. I have him on liked video. Let me go. I'm on liked videos. Inshallah, let's refute. Let's refute. Liked videos. Why is my computer heating up right away? Okay. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's share my screen.
Allah said that Prophet Muhammad was his best creation. Strangely, the Prophet did not worship Allah for decades before he started Quraysh gods during those period of time. He even
Okay, I'd like to respond to the number one. That's wrong. As in Tafsir Qurtubi says that the people of knowledge has agreed that Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him used to worship Allah since his prophethood, well, before prophethood, since he was born. Right? He never worshipped an idol. Imam Ahmed as well has said the same. Uh, to ask Imam Ahmed when you if you that did the Prophet used to worship idols? He's like, no. Whoever said that has told a lie, and he deserved to be killed. So, yeah. That's false. He did not worship idols.
sacrificed animals to the gods to show his devotion. Let's take a look at Hadith Sahih Bukhari number 5499. Abdullah narrated from Rasulullah Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that he met with Zaid bin Amir Nufail at a place Balda, and this had on slaughtering.
Okay, number one, first of all, he takes it out of context. The narration he's talking about is Bukhari 5499, where it says Allah's Messenger said that he met Zayd at a place near Balda. I'm reading the English. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm not looking at the Arabic right now. So this had happened before Allah's Messenger received divine inspiration. Allah's Messenger presented a dish, and in brackets it says that have been offered to him by the pagans. Because if you go to the Hadith in Bukhari 3826, it says the Prophet met Zayd in the same place, right? Before any divine inspiration came to the Prophet, a meal was presented to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family, but he refused to eat from it. Then it was presented to Zayd, who said, I did not eat anything which you slaughter in the name of your stone idols. I eat none but those things on which Allah's name has been mentioned at the time of slaughtering. So there's two versions of this hadith, two different stories, which you take it out of context. Bukhari 3826 confirms that the Muhammad wasn't the one cooking it, the meal was presented to him and he refused, as Bukhari 3826 has said. So do not take it out of context. Okay? So, yes. So he's quoting what? He quoted Bukhari 5499. If you go to Bukhari 3826, it gives you the full version of the story, more information, and it gives you that the Prophet was one that he got the dish too, like Zayd, from the people. But he refused because it clearly says, and it's not in the brackets, it's in the Arabic. It says a meal was presented to the Prophet, but he refused to eat it. Then it was presented to Zayd, and Zayd refused to eat it as well. So don't try to take it out of context. And I also like to mention that many times, so this he's making a whole storyline between different narrations. Like they're all
The same story with more detail.
there are different like narrations took place at different times. So he made it into like it's a like a 3 day thing. But no, it's like at least like 20 years span of different events that he just combined into one story to make this video.
Is mentioned in the Kitab of al-Mustafa by Muhammad al-Karkashi, quoted by F. E. Peters in his book, Muhammad and the Religion of
So the thing is, he's appealing to a secondary source. If we go to the primary source in Bukhari, again, 3826, which gives you a full version of the story.
One day,
Helps you.
Muhammad slaughtered an ewe for one of the Quraysh gods, Muhammad's adopted son, Zayd ibn Haritha.
So number one, he wasn't his literal adopted son, because actually he was adopted son but abolished. So he wasn't his adopted son forever, because adoption was abolished.
Was with the Prophet at that time. They presented the animal to the idol.
Oh, that's not true. There's more narration for that, please.
After that, they cut the meat in pieces and put them in a bag.
All scholars
agree.
Zayd,
please carry the bag of meat.
Yes, sir.
They both went to the high ground area, above Mecca, where they met Zayd ibn Amr ibn Nufail. The Quraysh had made a public example of him for abandoning their religion, so Zayd ibn Amr left them and stayed in the high ground of Mecca.
That's false, because the Prophet as well has refused the meal, as we see Bukhari 3826. The meal was presented to the Prophet and he refused to eat it. If he was the one cooking it, why would he refuse to eat it? And why would the dish be presented to him as he is the guest, like Zayd? Would it make sense? He's the one he's the cooker. Make no sense. So he misquotes and he takes the hadith out of context. As I mentioned, he took Bukhari out of context, and he took Bukhari 5499, and he doesn't read Bukhari 3826, which is the same story, more information. It's a longer hadith, and whatever was in the brackets in Bukhari 5499 can be found in the Arabic. So it's not added in to make the Prophet not look bad. You know what they say. So you can go to the narration. It's also on my community tab. That's what I'm reading off right now from 9 months ago. Let's keep reading.
O son of Amr, why are you hated by your people?
This happened without my being the cause of their hatred, but I found them associating divinities with God, and I was reluctant to do the same. I wanted to worship God according to the religion of Ibrahim.
Would you like some food?
Yes.
Here, help yourself, uncle.
What did you sacrifice to, O Muhammad?
To one of the idols.
False, not true.
I am not the one to eat anything slaughtered for a divinity other than God.
True. You say this, yet in Bukhari 3826, he says a meal was presented to the Prophet and he refused to eat it, just like Zayd. So your story isn't matching what our sources say. Nice job taking it out of context.
Those idols are futile. They can do neither good nor harm.
Zayd bin Amir criticized Quraysh for the animal sacrifice they made, saying,
Sheep are created by God. He sends rain down from the skies and makes things grow for them from the earth. But then you slaughter them in the name of gods other than him, denying all of that and venerating them.
Muhammad was disappointed
After that moment,
in his prophethood. For sometimes, the divine revelation did not come to him. He was wondering why and got anxious because of the waiting period. At last, Jibril appeared before him.
I came to you last night and was prevented from entering simply because there were statues at the door. For there was a decorated curtain with images on it in the house. And there was a dog in the house.
From what Jibril said, we know that
Oh,
Prophet Muhammad still
I'm so
keep idols
sorry.
in his house, even after he became the Prophet of Allah for several years.
You need to cut off the heads of the statues. Cut off the curtain too, and made into cushions, and take the dog out of your house.
Okay, I like this. Number one, these it was not idols; they were pictures, and these pictures were first of all they were used for decoration, not for worshiping. Can you bring me one source where it says it was used for worshiping? There's no source. Rather, it was used for decoration. Now, why the reason why the Prophet had these things is because imagery and was not forbidden yet. It hasn't been abrogated, as we see in Fath al-Mu'min for his explanation on Sahih Muslim, volume 8, page 383. Al-Nawawi, so he quotes Al-Nawawi saying this. This is what Al-Nawawi says. Al-Nawawi says that and this was before pictures and statues were forbidden. And so when the Prophet entered the house of Aisha, he used to see statues and pictures, and he didn't forbid her until it was revealed to him that pictures and statues have been forbidden. So first of all, this was before it has been abrogated, the rule. And number two, it wasn't used for idol worshiping. It was used for decoration. Let me give you an example. If we go to people's houses and we see a statue of a tiger or a statue of a cat, they're not worshiping it. It's just for decoration, right? You're a Christian, so you know that you have statues of Mary and statues of Jesus. Are you bowing down to the statues? Most of you guys who have a sane mind would say no. It's for decoration. When you guys have paintings of your priests and your church fathers for Orthodox, when you have the specific priests that they have on the wall, are you worshiping it or just for decoration? It's for decoration. But when it comes to us, no, 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 we're worshiping it. They don't apply what they do to us. They just do their own thing. They accuse us of idol worshiping, and for them, they're perfect, even though they do the same thing. And for the thing is, for them, the rule hasn't been abrogated, as our rule for that has been abrogated. Let's continue.
Prophet Muhammad did what Jibril ordered him to do. It was obvious that he was still fond of the idols, because he grew up with the Quraysh tradition of worshipping them. He couldn't get rid of the habit and therefore left Mecca to live in Medina when he was 52 years old. Back to Mecca to conquer it. At that moment, he had been the Prophet of Allah for about 21 years. One might think he must have completely removed his fondness for idol statues. But, no. There were certain types of statues and images that he just couldn't get rid of. On the day he conquered Mecca, Prophet Muhammad went inside the interior of the Kaaba.
Erase all of the pictures on the wall, except this one.
Yes, Rasulallah.
Ibn Ishaq mentioned about this event in Sirah Rasul Allah, page 552. The apostle ordered that the pictures should be erased except those of Jesus and Mary.
Number one, this source in Ibn Ishaq's biography is weak. There's weak narrator in the chain. It's weak. The chain is weak. Narration. Let's continue.
The same information is found in Siyar Alam al-Nubala, Book of Biographies of Noble Figures, Volume 1, page 176, from Shams ad-Din ad-Dahabi. Dawood said,
Then some of the hijaba told me on the authority of Muzaffar bin Shayba that the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, said,
O Sheba, erase every image, except what is under my hand.
He erased it.
Let's respond to this source that he brings from Siyar al-Nubala from Imam al-Dhahabi. So if we go to the same book, volume 1, page 69, different prints have different pages, right? It took me a while to find this print. But if we go and it mentions the narration from Dawood and it mentions from the Dawood and Azraqi, right? So it says, then he saw the picture of Mary, so he put his hand on it and said, "Erase what is in it, except for the image of Miriam." And then his and then and then right and then this is the same reported by Azaraki. He's going to be using the same source with another change of transmission similar to it, and it is mursal. It's weak. Note, Ata, right? Note that the narration of Dawood and Izraki are weak because it's disconnected. It's mursal, as what this page 69 in this very book that they're quoting from is saying, and yes, so he's gonna bring some. Look, the next generation is gonna bring what I'm gonna mention, and I'm not making this up because it's actually in the same page as we see called Dawood. So under this narration, exactly under this narration, when it says called Dawood, right, Ibn Abdul Rahman, it says call right, and then it says Hadathana Dawood, this, and it talks about oh this is weak, this is this. So in the exact same page that they quote this very source, it's weak. So why don't they show this? This is why you don't just read off a website. You go through the books. You go through the books, right? You go through the books. Let's go, right? So this narration from Dawood, and watch, you're gonna bring other ones, and it's gonna be the same to what this page says. Let's continue.
His hand from Jesus, son of Mary, and his mother.
Dawood, see that's weak narration as what the page.
Then the next hadith, from the same page.
Mhm.
Al-Azraqi said, the authority of
Look what he says, Al-Zraki, right? Look what did I say in the same page? And the narration of Azraki with another change of transmission similar to it, and it is mursal. It's disconnected, it's weak. That- See again, Dawood, who? Ibn Abdul Rahman. What did I say? What did I say? Let's go to the Arabic. Huh? Call Dawood ibn Abdul Rahman. Hadathana Dawood. This is disconnected from him, it's weak. So again, Dawood ibn Abdul Rahman. This is weak, right? This is weak. So he told three narrations so far. I guess they've been a stop. So four written narrations so far. They took out a question. Mhm. If you want to speak about Atta, right? Atta, first of all, this narration is not reported by Atta. It's not reported by him. It's not reported by him. But if it is reported of him, as it says in the same page, Atta and Amr both narrated the hadith, and none of them included the Prophet Muhammad left the pics of Isa and Maryam inside the Kaaba. Just a narration of Dawood and Zaraki, which the narration is weak. Same source. So again, you quote weak narrations, and then you say, "Oh, Atta, he's a hadith transmitter." Okay, but he's not the one that in the chain. He's the one in the story, not in the chain. So nice try. Uh-huh. Mhm. Now see what he says. See what did I mention? I said Atta and Amr both narrated the hadith, and none of them included that the Prophet let the pictures And this very source it says, and this very source that you bring, it says it did not mention that he did not let it in. All it says that they saw it inside. And I'm going to give you more authentic narrations than this to say otherwise. We'll get there, we'll get there. But see how he brings a narration which the Prophet did not say, keep it. As what I brought, it says, Atta said that when they narrate, Atta, when he narrated, it did not include when the Prophet said to keep the pictures. It did not say that. So see how this very narration is the same narration I'm talking about, and it doesn't mention the Prophet saying that to keep it. So see how he's twisting the words to say that he did keep it. It does not say to keep, that he did let it happen. Nope, it didn't. All it said that he did, and plus that's a weak narration, right? Why it's a weak narration? Because there's other authentic narrations conflicting it, which is more reliable. And when I'm not saying this is reliable. I'm saying when authentic narrations, right, conflict, right, we look at the most strong one. And what I'm going to quote you is from Bukhari and other strong narrations. So it's more authentic than this one. And plus, as you see, this narration itself does not say that the Prophet allowed the pics to stay there. It does not say that. But the ones that he did say that, they're all weak. See how it's easy to refute these people? It's easy to refute these people. It's easy to refute these people. Let's continue. It never said that. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? It does not say that. It did not say he didn't allow them to be destroyed. It did not say that. Why are you lying? The narration does not say that. Why you lying? Again, Azraqi, what did I say? What did it say? Azraqi is weak. Azraqi is weak. Remember what did I say? Azraqi is mursal. This is weak. Bring another one. Let's go to when he brings another stuff. He doesn't bring any more sources. He just sources stuff like that. Let's stop sharing. Okay. So as you see how this guy he brings narrations, he misquotes them, he misinterprets them, he adds in false information that the scholars don't agree. The scholars say, first of all, let's run it down. Scholars, they say that he was a believer of Allah and he did not slaughter, he did not worship any idols. Right? First one, Tafsir al-Qurtubi says the people of knowledge. Imam Ahmed has said that. All early scholars. Right? If we continue, right? If we continue, he brings a hadith from Bukhari that says he slaughtered it. Nope, he took it out of context. You read the other version of the hadith. The dish was presented to the Prophet and he refused to do it as they did. So he took the context to hadith Bukhari's hadith of the same story. He took the shorter one instead of the longer one, and he took it out of context. That's what he did. And then he brought a lot of narrations from Dawood and Izraqi, which in the same source that he uses, it tells him that the chain of Izraqi and Dawood, they're mursal, they're weak. And then when he brings a narration, that is not, I do not know if it's reliable or not. I haven't done research on that one. But as what the page says, that it was narrated from Atta, which says it does not mention where the Prophet allowed it. And the same source when he says it did not allow it, in the same source that he brings, narrated by Atta, it does not mention anything. It does not mention anything of when the Prophet allowed to keep it inside. It does not mention that, as that's what's the Dhahabi he mentions in the book where Atta did report it, but it does not say that the Prophet allowed the idols to be, the Isa and Maryam's pictures to be inside. Which narration he brings, it does not say that. So as you can clearly see that this guy, he's a deceiver, he's a liar, he's a deceiver. He uses weak narrations, he takes them out of context, and he misquotes them. Now let's refute you with authentic sources that says every image was destroyed. Let's continue. Let me give you sources right now. So if we go to Sunan Abi Dawood 4156, right, narrated Jabir ibn Abdullah, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ordered Umar ibn Khattab, the second caliph, the second rightly guided caliph, right, at the time of the conquest of Mecca, to visit the Kaaba and obliterate, like destroy all images in it, all images in it, all images in it. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not enter until all images were destroyed. All images. See, authentic narrations say all of it. The weak narrations doesn't say. So look, the weak narrations you bring says that there were images and everything. The authentic narration says otherwise. Says all images were destroyed. This is why you do research and not just read whatever you read on internet. Let's continue with another source. So another source is a translation here. Let me give you the source. Let me pause. I'm just on my video right now. Right? Okay. Review. Okay, translation. So this source is the boom. This source refutes everything. This source refutes everything of what he says, and this is authentic. Translation. Omar had not erased the pictures of Prophet Ibrahim salam, and so when the Prophet entered the Kaaba, he saw the picture of Prophet Ibrahim and said to Omar, "Oh Omar, did I not tell you to not leave any picture here? May Allah kill him." And then he also says, because they made Ibrahim picture as who seeks decision through divining arrows. See, that's the same source that he brings. But if we continue reading, he brings the weak narration, then here's the authentic narration. This is the authentic saying. Then the Prophet saw the picture of Mary and Isa and said, "Erase all pictures in the Kaaba. May Allah kill a person who make pictures of those they can't create, i.e. give life to." He saw the picture of Mary and Isa and he said, "Destroy it." See, this is authentic narrations. The weak narrations say that no, he saw the pictures of Mary and Isa and he kept it to keep it. No, the authentic ones say that he destroyed. He told you to destroy it. So as you can clearly see, this guy named Nabi Asli, I don't know how to say his name, Nabi Asli, he brings weak narrations, he takes them out of context, he misquotes them, and then he has the audacity to say, wow, to say, look at the Islamic prophet, look at this, look at this, look at this. Now let's read the comments. 3 months ago, this guy named, I'm not pronouncing that, he's like, "Thank God I left Islam. Truth seeker. This made me realize how thankful I am for Islam. Without it, I will not be able to confirm my faith in Christianity." See how this guy deceived millions, I don't know, not millions, but it has 103,000 views. Over 103,000 people he deceived by quoting weak narrations, by misquoting them. As you see in the whole video, I gave sources and everything. Now, if you want to see the scans for itself and everything, you can go to my account, about Islam 62 underscore. As you can clearly see, this is my profile picture as me, right? If you go down, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 video. Of Jesus and his mother to be kept at all costs inside the Kaaba. I refute Rob Christian's video on this one. It's the same thing, and he quotes narrations, and you see, if you want the sources what I brought, this is what it's here. And what I said here, take into consideration and learn from it, and say this to thing. So as you can clearly see, this guy's a jahil. Wallahi, he's a jahil. Wallahi, this guy's a jahil. Doesn't understand anything. He just reads whatever he reads, and read on the internet. And yes, and the thing is, I can guarantee you. Yeah. I guess it's half an hour. I think I should end it. But let's read a couple more comments. Thank you. No, that's. I am shocked. The more I learn about Muhammad, the more shocked about his actions and intentions. Okay. Well, guess what? What he quoted was weak hadith, took it out of context, and misinterpreted it. That's what he did. Right? This guy named Cobra, Muhammad even allowed a man to kiss his stomach according to the hadith. Okay, what does that have to do with this video? So these guys, I think these guys are like brain dead, bro. They're so brain dead that they can't stay on topic. They have to, like, they don't know what's going on. They'll be like, well, I seen the video last time. A guy kissed his stomach. So, like, these guys, like, they're basically sheep. They're sheep, man. Another comment, um, 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 let me see. Let me see. No, this Israeli guy. All nations need to see this. All nations, bro. All nations to see your war crimes, you Israeli people. So just literally see. I know I talked a lot, but yeah. Like I always love your animation and attention to detail, and the references is magnificent. Your references, weak references, disconnected references, taken out of context references. This is right. This is a long video, but inshallah I'll end this right now. As you can clearly see, this nabi asli guy is weak. Inshallah, in the bio, I will put all the sources in a couple days. I will bring all the sources and respond to the arguments because maybe the stream is laggy. I've seen people say it's laggy and they say it's not good. So in the video, I'll do this. But yeah, see, don't trust people, whatever they say on the internet, unless they bring evidence. But even if they bring evidence, know that is it truthful? Is it authentic evidence? Not made up, weak sources taken out of context. No. And again, I'll see you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you later.